Jimmy Savile's best pal reads Riot Act to Jeffrey Epstein's pal. Meet Dante. This is who ruined Barbie and Ken's relationship. Years have been knocked off official projections of children's life expectancy in the UK, and official national statistics ONS report shows a baby girl born in 2019 is now expected to celebrate 3 fewer birthdays on average than under previous calculations. Official 2014 data thought that girl would make it to 93.6. Now the figure is 90.4. The report also slashed the likelihood of children reaching 100. What's going on? It's the depopulation agenda, isn't it? Brexit Tory minister admits US will be able to increase price of drugs brought by NHS. After asked if Washington would be free to jack up prices, Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab replies, the Americans will take their decision. Dominic Raab has admitted the US will be able to ramp up the cost of drugs brought up by the NHS after Brexit, but insists the prospect is hugely unlikely. So that's, in other words, it's guaranteed. Asked if Washington would be free to jack up prices, the Foreign Secretary replied, the Americans will take their decisions. He then claimed, I think it's hugely unlikely. Why would they do that? Prompting Sky News interviewer Adam Bolton to say, to get more money, that's why. The comments come after documents released by Labour released that drug pricing has been discussed by US and UK negotiators in exploratory talks. Officials from the Department of International Trade, officials for positive bilaterals, and met with PHRMA and US pharmaceutical lobbying group to discuss priorities for the future trade deal. Mr. Raab again insisted the NHS would not be on the table for negotiations in the US-UK trade deal Boris Johnson is desperate to secure after leaving the EU, which is never going to happen anyway. Vaccinations as a cause of spine, face and eye asymmetry. Between May 2003 and 2006, Germany's highest health authority, the Robert Koch Institute, conducted a large-scale survey named KIGS to assess the physical and mental health of children and youth up to the age of 17. The study comprised 17,641 children and gathered an enormous amount of data, including their vaccination status. Private citizens were able to obtain the raw data for free, which enabled Angelika Kogel-Schwarz, now Angelika Muller, to make a statistical assessment of the information pertaining to vaccinations, a topic she has long-standing interest in. The result of her investigation clearly shows and confirmed that vaccine-free children are healthier than vaccinated children. A scoliosis, which is a abnormal curvature of the spine, was, e.g., found in 5.3 of vaccinated children, while among the vaccine-free children, the number of scoliosis cases was 0, which from a statistic viewpoint is a highly significant finding. Vaccines are neurotoxins, meaning they have a particularly detrimental effect on the nervous system, including the brain. If a nerve or nerves going to the muscles which hold the spine in place are damaged by vaccine, the spine is pulled out of alignment, resulting in an abnormal curvature of the spine, scoliosis. A collection of images of vaccine-injured children in China shows a severe case of vaccine-related scoliosis. Tan Jai had a curved spine and could not walk right. January 20th, 2011. Source: the asymmetry of Tan's face, affecting particular his left eye and mouth, is also noteworthy, as such asymmetries are commonly the result of vaccine-related damage to the nerves controlling the facial muscles. Links to all are in the description. A British child becomes homeless every 8 minutes, shelter report. The fact 183 children become homeless every day is a scandalous figure, the charity's chief executive says. Shelter's Generation Homeless report found that 183 children lose their homes every day, making the first time it has been able to under the exact rate. At least 135,000 children will be living in temporary accommodation Christmas Day, the study finds. It is also highlighted the impact of temporary accommodation such as emergency B&Bs and hostels, where 5,683 homeless families with children currently live. The report found 1 in 107 children in Great Britain were homeless and being housed in temporary accommodation. Shelter found these facilities were often substandard and lacked privacy and security for families. So the government plan to get us all on the streets looks like it's going well, doesn't it, for them? But not for much longer, hey? Telford sex abuse trial. Girl passed around like meat. A girl was passed around like a piece of meat while being sold for sex with men, a court heard. 5 men are accused of abuse of the girl in Telford, Shropshire, which began when she was just 12 years old. In video evidence, the victim said that she lost count of the number of men she was raped by and went through 2 years of hell. Muhammad Ali Sultan, Amjad Hussain, Shafiq Yonas, Nakam Akhtar and Mohammed Rizwan deny wrongdoing. Britain will be forced to join an EU army unless we leave, says Armed Forces Minister. We're already in. The Minister in charge of Britain's military has become the first member of the government to confirm that if the UK remains under Brussels control, it will be forced to join the EU army. Armed Forces Minister Penny Mordaunt had made the warning following revelations in the Daily Express that the Lisbon Treaty obliges Britain to join the EU army. It also follows further shocking revelations that a plan to create it will be tabled the day after the Britain's EU referendum in a bid to keep the nightmare scenario hidden from British. The policy paper drawn up by the European Union's foreign policy chief suggests the organisation could step up its contribution to security and defence. See, we ain't leaving. No chance, no way. States where gold and silver have become legal tender. There's, you can see that on the map there. Several states are beginning to accept gold and silver as cash. Click on the map for a list of state-by-state regulations and local coin shops. An encouraging victory for sound money has just taken place in West Virginia, where they have now announced plans to remove taxation on precious metals as of 1st of July 2019. Louisiana, Utah and Texas have been passed legislation recognising gold and silver as legal tender, a move that allows citizens to make transactions using precious metals in place of cash. Joining several other states that have either passed or introduced legislation in favour of metals, Louisiana, Utah and Texas are now taking further steps toward establishing regulatory deposits to hold gold and silver. Now it's up to the private sector to accept, reintroduce and encourage the use of gold and silver as forms of payment. Once such transactions become commonplace, the ideal next step would be to enable citizens to use electronic payment systems such as debit card to make transactions with the metals. Given enough time, these actions may eventually pave the way for other states to adopt gold and silver as legal tender, re-injecting sound money into the American economy. Police record huge increase of foreign paedophiles with children abuse convictions in their home countries arrested in Britain. 3 cases a week in 2018 were suspects found to have child abuse convictions. 91 cases from Romania, 64 from the Czech Republic, 60 from Poland. Total 181 cases were found in 2018, which is up a 32% rise from 137 in 2017. British police officers have unmasked a record number of foreign paedophiles. These cases a week were recorded last year when suspects were found to have convictions for child abuse in their home country. A total of 181 cases were found in 2018, which is a 32% rise from 137 in 2017, according to The Sun. By design. That's what the plan is. Bring them all here, destroy the country from the inside, which is blatantly in your face, and you can just see it so obviously. Telegraph. We have no interest in the NHS, says Trump. US President insists health service would not be on the table in trade deals as he meets Boris Johnson. Well, we know that's a lie. British lesbian couple, first to carry baby in both their wombs. This is just ridiculous. Smartphones blamed as the majority of adults now gamble. Duke's friends cry foul over BBC interviews. Artists cheer Turner Prize as gesture of unity. Pupils at English schools are to top of the class. Lloyd's of London crashes in one space race. Express. I saw Andrew in club with his accuser. The ego has landed. Elton's diva moment. Trump, I wouldn't want NHS on silver platter. Not when it's being given away for free. The Guardian. Corbyn ups pressure over NHS as Trump rows back. School death driver may have struck twice police. Labour leader pledges to challenge President over US trade deal ambitions. I don't even know where that rumour Labour the NHS started. We have nothing to do with it. Everyone's a winner, as awarded shares. Shared. Aye. Now impossible to ignore. Extreme weather batters Earth. Climate change alarm over record heat waves, cyclones, wildfires, flooding, acid oceans, retreating ice and rising seas. Let's just... Oh, it's that silly used bitch that just goes on spouting a load of shit. Party by party on every major issue. Yep. Impeachment trial in the Senate stage set. Dogs better at laugh languages than was thought. Mourinho returns to Old Trafford. The blind leading the curious. New experience offers glimpse of life without vision. Corbyn cast out on Trump's NHS pledge. RAB admits US firms could charge higher drugs prices after Brexit. Labour leader tries to contact US President at Palace reception. Trump, I'm staying out of UK election, but I back Johnson. Well, that's really staying out, isn't it? No. The scum. Key Corb claim crushed. Trump thumps chump over NHS lies. We'll see. Lily's fat matte finish. The Times. Global web of firms for fraudsters created by a British company. We'll force tech giants to pay more tax, says PM. Johnson levy plans risk trade with Trump. Believe that and you believe anything. Off the piece. 1,000 slosh skiers end up hurt each day. Daily fail. Deadly gamble on our health. NHS boss slams gaming at giants after millions more turn to betting online. First lady of fashion wins hands down. Mirror. And it just won't shut up about you, will they, Andy, you dirty little child rapist? I saw Andrew in club with Virginia on that night. End of Rip-Off Britain. Labour to put £6,716 in your pocket. Pledge to tackle fat cats and slash energy, water, rail and childcare costs. They all tell us a pack of lies until you vote for them, and then they go back on it. So don't fall for it again. It's a pack of lies as usual. Metro. Trump's get Palace Mom offensive. Hero, it was just instinct. Oh, the bull. bullshit. Polish porter stabbed 5 times by the London Bridge terrorist breaks silence. Yeah. Waste of paper. Utter waste of paper. UK's largest lump of gold found in the hills of Scotland. McNuggets. FT. Johnson defies Trump threat with pledge on digital sales tax. Big tech companies face 2% levy. US warns France with tariffs. Risk of trade war mounts. Sky takes battle of streaming rivals by building TV and film studios in Elstree. Labour broadband pledge fouls shareholders' fears. What's the difference between being hungry and being horny? Where you put the cucumber. Women can argue for 3 straight hours, but 2 minutes into a BJ and her jaw hurts. How is your sex life? Not so good. Last chick to sit on my face was my mother. No, Santa, I do not want to see what's in your sack. Child spits out food. Mom, hey, we don't spit. If it's in your mouth, you swallow. Dad raises eyebrows. Mum, shut the F up. I'm trying to give up sexual innuendos, but it's hard. So hard. The only difference between a good girl and a bad girl is that good girls are very selective with who they're bad with.